Hello everyone. In this session, I would like to discuss about object-oriented programming system concepts. Concepts I want to discuss. As part of these sessions, I'm going to cover what is class and what is object. The next one is like inheritance. The next one, overloading. Next one, overriding. The next one, abstraction. Next one, encapsulation. As part of this session, I want to cover all these concepts. First, let's start with class. What is class in JavaScript? First of all, why we go for class means, for example, if you want to talk something about a particle, just if you want to talk, for example, I have one bus is there. I want to talk about the bus. The bus has two wheels. The bus color is this one. Okay, my front wheels are two, my back wheels are four. Okay, the total wheels are like this. Okay, if you want to talk something about one particle, just that information you can keep inside a class. Okay, now let's take one bus only. Just you can write like a bus. Okay, it contains wheels, front wheels and back wheels. Just my front wheels is like two and my back wheels are it's like four. Okay, total wheels how many? You have to find the sum. So I want to write one function f1. Okay, get wheels for example. Get total wheels. Okay, this is the one function. You can say this is one function. Here I can write my console.log of front wheels plus back wheels. Okay, now if you observe here, these front wheels talk about the bus, back wheels talk about the bus only, the total wheels about the bus only. This all this information about one bus or not. Then if these total things are about one particle, then keep all these things, wrap all these things with one class. So inside this class, what we have, my variables are there, my methods also there. So we can define a class is like my class is a collection of variables and methods or not. In JavaScript, how many ways we can create a class means in JavaScript there has two ways. Out there. One is like by using function. The function itself acting like a class. The second one is like the ES6 concept. By using class keyword, we can create the class. So in JavaScript, each and every function itself acting like a class. First, let's start programmatically how it looks like. Let me open developer console window, new tab open, inspect it, go to console, write one function. My function f1. Okay, you can say this is the, by seeing this one you can say like it's a function, but based on the usage the behavior is going to change. If I'm using like this, yeah, it's like a function. If I'm using like this, then the time we can say this is like a class. Based on the usage, my function behavior is going to change. So I can create a class by using function also. So how we can means, just I have a class, I have a function, it's acting like a class bus. Okay, which contains what? Front wheels and back wheels. So if you want to create a variable here, that variable values you have to keep inside a current object. This front wheels is like 10. Okay, 2. Okay, the next one is like back wheels is like 4. Okay, done. The next one, total wheels, I want total wheels. It's like a function. I want to create one function. You have to write some functionality, right? Console.log of this dot front wheels plus this dot back wheels. Like this, you can create a bus class. Okay, how many functions you can write? Okay, any number of functions you can write it. Get color is like one more function. It's going to return. Okay, done. My class ready. My class is what? Class is a collection of variables and methods. Now I'm going to create an object for this. If you want, you created a class, but if you want to get the services from the class, you should have to create an object. Then only we can get the services from this particular class. At the time of creating an object, whatever the variables you created, that for that particular variables, the memory is going to allocate. Then only once this variables memory allocated assigned with these values, then that particular variables, wherever you want, you can use it. I created one class. If you want to get the services from the class, you should have to create an object. So how we can create an object means where object equals to by using new operator, you can create an object. Now, if you create an object, if I create an object, then internal what happened, for this particular variables, they are going to allocate the memory. They are going to allocate the memory. Who can do that work means the constructor can do that work. The constructor is going to perform initialization by allocating some space. Perform initialization, okay, by allocating some space. Now, once my object created, see my object how it looks like. It's like a JSON only. Seems like it's like a JSON key value, key value, key value. Once you have the JSON, you know, right, how to retrieve the data from the JSON. Obj dot front wheels, obj dot back wheels, obj dot total wheels. Okay, obj dot the next one, get color, like this, like this. You can get the services from the class or not. So you can define a class is a collection of variables and methods. If you want to get the services from the class, you have to create an object. How we can create an object? By using new operator, we can create an object. Once you created an object, okay, internally what happened means my constructor is going to execute. Here, my bus function, the class itself acting like a constructor. It's like a, we can say like constructor classes also. The function class, we can say like a constructor class also. Once you create an object by calling bus, this bus method is going to execute. It's going to perform initialization by allocating the memory. Okay, once my memory allocated, wherever you want, you can use it. Here, wherever you want, you can use it. Once my object is ready, you can call any one of the variable. You can call any one of the method inside that class. This is the way my functional classes looks like. The same class I want to convert into by using class keyword I want to create. So how it means? Very simple. Class bus is my class. Here my constructor itself, okay, is a method. Constructor is a keyword. It's acting like a constructor. At the time of creating an object, it's going to allocate that. It's going to create, it's going to call and allocate the memory for the variable. So that variables you have to write here. Front wheels like 2. That means the next one is like back wheels like 2. In the past, these two you written inside the function. That function is acting like a constructor. Here, the separate constructor method is there. And then you can write function get wheels count. Okay, how many wheels are there? Front wheels and back wheels. Just write it. Console.log of my front wheels plus my back wheels. I need one more method. Here you can write function get color. Get color is the method. Okay, which color? Return red. Return red. Let's see. My class bus created by using a class keyword which contains two variables, which contains two methods. My class is a collection of variables and methods. Always my variable should be declared inside the constructor. Why? Because at the time of creating an object for this particular class, my constructor is going to execute. It is going to allocate the memory for this particular variables to perform initialization. So you should have to declare your variables, class members inside the constructor. Now bus already there, so that you can keep like another one already created bus, right? Or you can put it. Okay, done. You have to create an object for the for. Yes, my front wheels is what? 2. My back wheels 2. My get function get color red. Okay, next get wheels count. Get it 4. Now the constructor here, when it is going to execute means at the time of creating an object, it is going to allocate the for this particular variables. It is going to allocate the memory for this particular variables. This is the way my class and object is going to work. The class and my object is going to work. The next one, the next concept is like inheritance. What is this inheritance means? Get some properties from outside. That property is nothing but maybe you can get a variable from outside. Okay, maybe you can get the method from outside. Get the properties from outside. Okay, who take the properties? That one we can say like a subclass or child class or derived class. Who given the properties? We can say like superclass, parent class. Like this we can call. Okay, how we can handle inheritance for my classes. Okay, functional class as well as class keyword. By using class keyword, okay, if you define how we can handle the inheritance, we'll see. Now come here. The inheritance, how it is going to work means very simple. I have one function, functional class is there. I have one functional class is there, arithmetic or add. This is my class. Inside the class, one variable is there. One variable is there. One function also there, function sum. Here, I'm going to write console.log of this dot n1 plus this dot n2. Done. My function ready. It gives me some error. Okay, this syntax is wrong. So that create this dot function sum equals to, this is my syntax, actual syntax. Done. Now, if I call this particular function, my this dot n1 is 10, yes there, but my this dot n2 variable is not there. I need this variable from outside or not. So how we can get this variable from outside? Through inheritance to my functional class. We'll see that. Now see, create an object. Create an object, yes. Okay, call my function sum. Call my function sum. It gives me nan. Why? Because my this dot n1 is like 10, it's there, but this dot n2 is not there. So that you have to get this n2 value from outside or not. How I can get this n2 value into my class add means through inheritance. How we can get it means my add is a functional class. Okay, add dot, if it's like a functional class, add dot prototype is the property. Which variable you want me to get it? N2. Okay, which value? 20. Done. Now this particular n2 value, n2 variable with this value now available to my add class. Now how many are there? N1 is my own, N2 which is inherited into my add or not. N2 value is like 10. N2 value is like 20, N1 value is like 10. Now can we call my function sum? O dot function sum. Now see, in the past it's like nan, now it's like 30 or not. My N1 own member value 10, my N2 inherited member value is like 20 or not. This is the way you can inherit a variable into your class. Which class? Functional class. Can we do the same thing with the class keyword class? My class arithmetic. Arithmetic. This is my class. Here I have a constructor. Here you can write one variable, this dot n1 equals to 10. The next one, I have one method is there. Function add is the method. Inside this one, I want to call my console.log of this dot n1 plus this dot n2. Like this, we can do it. Now, if I create an object for this particular class, arithmetic, now O dot function add. Okay, what is my answer? Here nan only. Why? Because my this dot n1 is there, but my this dot n2 is not there. So can we inherit it? How we can inherit? My arithmetic dot prototype dot n2 equals to 20. Okay, now see my O dot function add. My function add, the value is like 30 or not. This is one way. This is one way of inheritance by using prototype. The next one is like, okay, just refresh your page. This is my class. This class need one of the property from another class. So that this is my parent class, for example, parent class. This class has one member. Which member? That is n2 member. This class member I want inside this class through inheritance. How means class to class. By using extends we can get it. By using extends. Now whenever my class is extends from another class, you should have to call super whenever you override the constructor in your children class. Now you can get the properties from which class? Parent class into my arithmetic class or not. Now you can create an object for this. Where O equals to new arithmetic and then O dot function add equals to this one or not. Yes, it's working or not. This is the way inheritance we can handle for my functional class as well as class keyword class. The next concept is like overloading. Overloading is nothing but the method name is same, but signature is different. Signature is nothing but number of arguments. The next one, type of arguments. Okay, the next one is like order of arguments. Here in my JavaScript there is no type, nothing. Here, my JavaScript is not supporting for overloading. Okay, best example. Programmatically, I will show you why it's not support. I have one function is that function at, yeah. In this function, in this function, it's take like two arguments. Okay, take one class. Take one class. Best example, best thing is like take one class. Inside the class only we can do it. I have a class is that class arithmetic. I have a class arithmetic. Let me refresh the page. Okay. Inside this class, I have a function is that f1 or sum is the function a comma b. Two variables it's going to take. Two variables it's going to take. Here, my console.log of a plus b, a plus b. There has one more variable, one more function also there. That is one more method also there. Here, a comma b comma c. See this. The method name is same. The method name is same. Signature is different. Number of arguments different or not. Type of arguments not there. If the type is not there, order will not match. Order will not specify. We are not able to specify the order. So the first two, leave it. Okay. One is like type of argument, leave it. Order of argument, leave it. But number of arguments here satisfied or not. But will it work or not? If you want to check, say this. I create an object for this particular class. Arithmetic, I created. Word or sum. If I pass like 2 comma 3 comma 4, my expected value is what? 2 3 4. Okay, 5 plus 4 9, but you get like 5 only. Why? Because in JavaScript the overloading concept is not there. It's not considered your arguments. Simply you treat like sum you defined already, the same method again you defined. Then what happened? The previous method override by the new method or not? Finally, inside my class only one method is there. That is which method? That is which method? Only one method is there. That is this method only. That is this method only with the two arguments only. Because this sum is override by this one. So in my JavaScript, there is no overloading concept. Okay, here signature is not considered. Here my sum only considered. The only method name is going to consider. Sum is the method name. Here also same method name is there. So the previous method is override by this method. This method contains how many arguments? Two arguments. So if you pass 3 also, it can handle only 2 or not. There is no overloading concept in JavaScript. The next one, overriding. What is overriding means? Through inheritance only overriding is possible. Already my parent has one method. By default, that method is available to my children. As a children, I'm not satisfied with my parent. I'm not satisfied with my parent definition. Then you can go with what? You can go with your own definition or not. So this type of scenario, this type of phenomenon is called as a overriding. Whatever the parent has by default available to my child. Okay, as a child, I'm not satisfied with that. Then you can own define. Well, that means you can change your definition. You can write your own definition. You can override the previous one with your own definition or not. That type of concept we can say like a overriding. And one more definition also, the method heading is same. The method heading is same, but the definition is different. That one we can say like a overriding. I will show you one simple example in your JavaScript. Yes, JavaScript overriding is there. So already one parent written one method. That method is like a alert. That method name is like what? Alert. That alert functionality is this one. Open your argument value inside a pop-up like this. This is the functionality they written. The parent already written. But I'm not satisfied with this particular functionality. Then what I have to do? Okay, just can I override it? Can I override it? If you call one method, is nothing but how the method is looks like. My method name is like what? Method name is like alert. Okay, it's typed like one argument. Which argument? The message is an argument. Here he written a code like what? The argument data he showed in the pop-up, but I don't want. I'm not satisfied with this requirement. Can I write like inside a console only? Now see this. If I write like alert, see now onwards, it's like what? I override the pop-up functionality with my console functionality or not. Here method heading, alert is the name, function is the keyword, message is the argument, method heading is same, but my definition is different or not. The previous definition is like a pop-up message definition. Now my definition is like what? One console log message definition or not. So my overriding is going to work inside my JavaScript. This is the proof. The next one, abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but just It hides the implementation but providing the services. We can say like abstraction hides the implementation but providing the services. The best example for the abstraction is one function. We can say the function always provides some functionality, some services we are going to provide. Okay, that services, that functionality, what you written, it's not a matter for me. Whenever you call, that particular function is going to provide the services what you are expecting or not. Okay, always we can achieve the abstraction by using functions only. By using functions only, just you return some functionality. Okay, whenever you want that functionality, just you can call that one. But whatever you written the code, it's not a matter. The function hides the functionality what you written, but it's going to provide the services or not. Hides the implementation but providing the services. The best example, okay, it's like you can take like ATM GUI, graphical user interface. I am the end user. If I click on the withdraw button, okay, inside what code they written, what implementation they written, it's not a matter. Okay, but they provide a service to me. What? Okay, withdraw amount, whatever the entering the amount is there, that amount I can get it or not. As a end user, I don't care about the functionality what they written, but my service is working fine or not. That means whatever I enter the amount, I'm getting that amount or not. So my bank people just hides the implementation of the code what they written for the withdraw button. They provide the services what my customer is expecting or not. That is nothing but an abstraction. Encapsulation is nothing but simply binding the variables and methods in a single entity. We can say like a class. Wherever the class you written, okay, it's following the encapsulation only. That entity is like the binding the variables and methods. You take any class, it's a combination of variables and methods or not. We can say like a encapsulation. These are the OOPS concepts. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching.